Beauty Expo, it's Dawn here from Bridal Business School. Wow, what a year 2020 has been. We certainly in this industry will not forget where we are. I'm talking to you live from my home studio in lockdown Melbourne. So I know that you guys are going through it tough out there, as I am too, but I really want to help your journey a little bit further into the future and help you look at ways that you can generate more revenue from your beauty business. So step inside my computer where I'm going to teach you guys how to digitize your business. All right, guys, let's get into today's content, how to digitize your beauty business. I'm going to whiz through my slides because I'm very conscious of your time. So if you would like to have a chat with me, just email me, dawn@bridalbusinessschool.com, or just send me a DM through Facebook or Instagram, which is @bridalbusinessschool. So my goal today is, first of all, to talk to you about the 3 ways that you can improve your income. I'm also going to be able to talk to you about the #1 simple revenue stream that turns a profit when your face-to-face service can't. And last of all, we're going to talk about the magic of reoccurring revenue that you cannot afford to ignore. So I'm not sure if we've met before, but my name is Dawn Rose. I am the founder and creator of Bridal Business School, and I help hair and beauty business owners with their social media and digital marketing so that they can create a bigger impact on their clients and grow their business both on and offline. So guys, I have done a few things right in my business, and I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm just telling it so that you remember these things when I tell you the things that I've done wrong. So I have done some good things in my business. And my business, Bridal Perfection, was an Australian bridal industry finalist 2014 and 15 in hair, makeup and floral design. I've had 15 years doing in the beauty industry, 13 years doing solely bridal and special occasion. And I'm also a set 3 hairdresser, which I started doing in around 2013, as well as having a diploma in the beauty, nails and massage. And I've grown Bridal Business School, which is the digital side of my business, which is all what we're going to talk about today, to having an email list of, actually I think it's over 1,500 now, wedding professionals, which gives me a lot of freedom. I'm also a speaker at Beauty Expo, which I have done. This is my 3rd year running, and I'm a privileged to be able to speak to you guys. And I launched the Bridal Business podcast in 2019 and instantly got around 2,900 downloads. And in fact, now I checked recently, and that's up over 5,300 unique downloads. So you guys can check me out on any of your favorite podcast apps. Now, I've also done a few things wrong, and I think it's important that we learn from our mistakes. So I'm going to tell you the things that I did so that you don't have to make those mistakes. But the first mistake that I really made in my business was that I joined an agency, and it wasn't that I joined the agency, it was that I was duped by this agency. And I want to say this. I blame myself in part about this because I did probably something that a lot of us do, but we can learn from. So I was duped by this agency. I was working for an agency. They used to send me a text message every week. In fact, every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, you know, I've got this wedding. Can you do it? Are you available? And it was kind of a first come, first serve basis. And so I had lots and lots of weddings booked in with this agency, but unfortunately that they went bankrupt and they still owe me money today. This was back in 2008, so it was quite a while ago. But they not only owed me money, but it meant that I lost all of my future income as well, because I had lots of weddings booked in for these people. And basically what they'd done was they'd taken the money from the brides, but they weren't paying the hair and beauty professionals to do the work for the brides, do their hair and makeup. And so basically they kind of disappeared really overnight. And so I lost all of my future income. But what I didn't do was I didn't kind of curl up in the fetal position and die, even though I was literally broke by that point. I'd gone down to I had nothing, I had no income coming in whatsoever. I didn't curl up in the fetal position though and suck my thumb. What I did was I thought to myself, hang on a minute, what was this woman doing to book these clients in, and how can I do this for myself? And I don't know what it was, but something switched in my brain to say, hey, why are you worried about this? You're resourceful. I come from a corporate background. So, put your corporate hat on, build yourself a website and start connecting with these clients on your own accord and start building your own business. And that is exactly what I did from that point on. But I want to give you this. My key takeaway in this is don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like literally, I'd put everything into just working for this one agency. I didn't work for any others. I didn't have anything on the side, nothing. And so when that income stream went, I didn't have anything else. And so, if I can teach you anything from that, the things that I've done wrong is that you really should be looking at other ways to generate income in your business. And that is exactly what we're going to be talking about in today's webinar. Now, in 2015, I had my first kind of big shift in my business. And what happened was I went to do my Cert 3 in hairdressing. I was coming to the end of it in 2015. I was going to night school. And I realized that they weren't teaching social media. And by that point, 2015, we had Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. Even Twitter had their live streaming platform. One of the very first live streaming platforms was Periscope. So people were live streaming by that point. And I just thought, well, why isn't this being taught in the schools? Why is no one mentioning that you should be using a Facebook page, at least a Facebook page, to promote your business? And by 2015, I'd had a really successful wedding business that I'd grown pretty much off the back of Facebook. I mean, as soon as Facebook pages came out in around 2007, 2008, I was on it. I was even advertising on Facebook before anyone else too. So Facebook was how I grew my wedding business. But I used social media so much, but it just wasn't being taught in the school. And I couldn't understand why it wasn't. And so I'm thinking to myself, well, why aren't they teaching this? And I just kind of thought, well, if no one's going to teach it, what am I going to do? Someone needs to know. Someone needs to know about what Facebook and Instagram can do for people. And I don't know what possessed me, but one day I just decided to turn on my camera onto Periscope, which is basically the Twitter's Facebook Live. This is before Facebook Live and Instagram Live. And I just decided to turn on my camera and I started to teach about what I knew about building a business in the wedding industry. And I discovered this whole live streaming hair world where people from around the globe, particularly in the States, were live streaming their hair color formulas, and people were talking about how they were on set as a makeup artist. And this whole new world opened up to me. And I kind of just thought, why don't I join them? And pretty much from that point on, Bridal Business School was formed, and it was my path to creating multiple income streams. But to get there, I did have to change my business structure and the goals that I had for my business just a little bit. So the question is, how does any business increase their income? Okay, so we increase it by 1, getting more customers, right? Volume of customers. Up the customers, you up the revenue. Second thing is to increase the transaction between you and your existing customers. So basically get them to spend more money. We'll go into these in a bit more detail. And then the third thing is to increase the number of products and services that you sell, right? More products and services, more revenue. So they're the 3 ways that any business, any kind of business that you're in, makes money. So increasing the volume of your customers is going to need some really good branding so that people know who you are and what you do and who you serve. The next thing is an excellent email marketing system. This is something that a lot of my clients or my hair and beauty students, they struggle with a bit. They don't know too much about email marketing, but let me put it this way. The more information you have about a client offline helps when you're trying to advertise to them online. The other thing is why obviously you need is influential social awareness. So this is about using social media to be able to promote your products and services, but also to share what you do, how you do it, and how you help your customers. That's really important. So it's not just about I'm having a sale or buy one, get one free, or, join me here. As I'm giving away a free whatever. It's not about that. It's also about getting onto your social media accounts and talking to your clients, customers, about what you do and how you might help them with their beauty needs. The other thing is to increase the volume of customers is to do some advertising. And we all know that if we do some advertising, I've put planned advertising there because obviously we need to do it in the right way, but we can create some really good advertising campaigns around our business to attract more customers to it.
Now, the second thing I said was to increase the transaction between you and your existing customers that you have. So the first thing there is that you can increase your pricing. You put your prices up, you're going to obviously make more money. The second thing you can do is you can upsell. So this is about, having other things to sell that you can offer your customers when they come through the door. Number 3 was to increase the number of products and services that you sell. Well, as beauty pros, there's a lot that we can do here. So we can, have additional services that we offer: spray tanning, lashes, hairdressing, beauty, nails, etc. There's so many different things that we can have that complement what we already do. The other thing you can have is things like you can do gift vouchers. That's increasing that kind of product side of things. You could teach professional classes. You could have client workshops. A lot of us do client workshops even now. And of course, digital products. Now, the thing is that all these 3 ways that you can make more money, they get tricky. But number 1, when you're increasing the volume of your customers, this should always be your main focus. So never rest on your laurels, as they say. Make sure that you're always trying to attract new customers to your business. If you're busy, this is a great sign, because when you're busy and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm too busy. If I keep attracting more customers, I can't see all these customers. That's a great place to be in. Then I'm going to tell you to do number 2, which is to up your price. Because if you're busy and you're turning customers away, it means that probably it's time for a pay rise. So this should always be your main focus, always be attracting new clients. Yes, we need to look after existing clients, but we want to be attracting new clients too. And most hair and beauty professionals don't always have that predictable booking system, and it's really important to have that. And also they struggle because they don't make the most out of social media. And last of all, they never use paid ads successfully. So that's where it gets a little bit tricky when it comes to increasing the volume of your customers. When it comes a bit tricky to this, which is increasing the transactions, first of all, if you're going to increase your pricing, hair and beauty businesses, they worry that they'll lose clients. But like I said, if you're already busy and you're turning customers away, or it's, they've got a 6 or 8 week waiting list to see you, it's time to up your prices. You've become too available. So, you want to take that step to become a little bit less available again, but to create more revenue for yourself. The other thing as well is that if you are doing bridal clients, like I did, it's a long-term thing with bridal clients. You can't turn around and just up the price for your bride that you've already got booked in. That's something that will then come down the track. Weddings, obviously, we book it a year or 2 in advance. The other thing with this is that some people get a bit worried about selling. Upselling is basically seeing if you can get them to purchase other things with you, other treatments, products that you want them to buy to take home. People struggle with that. It involves selling, so it can come a little bit tricky for some of us. Where it becomes tricky to increase the number of products that you sell, upskilling is obviously one. So obviously, if you're going to be offering more of these services, then that means you're going to have to upskill, which means you're going to have some kind of time investment, some kind of financial investment, and then you're going to have to be looking at perhaps new products, new equipment, and then maybe even some space, because you've got no room to just do this in your one little beauty room. It might be time to expand. So all of the 3 ways where you can increase your revenue do become a little bit tricky in some ways, but I want to share with you the one way that perhaps can really help you. Because what happens when the world crashes due to a global pandemic? If COVID-19 has taught us anything, it's that more than ever, you must diversify your income. If you rely on face-to-face service that brings you in your income, we've just learned it can bring your business crashing down. If you are only doing face-to-face services, and now you no longer can be face-to-face with your clients, if you have no other way of treating them, of being able to communicate with them and being able to offer them something different as an alternative, that's how we run into difficulty. But there is one thing that is what I call the secret sauce in every business, and that is going digital. How this applies to us as a hair and makeup artist is that the current situation is that we deliver our services, it's physical, it's face to face. Now, I don't want to discourage you from having a face to face business. In the future, there's room for you to have both, but not about but what I want you to see is it's all about freedom, and it's about flexibility, and knowing that should something like this ever happen again, you have got a backup. Now, I just wanted to bring this to your attention because coronavirus is not new. We've had one every 10 years or so. We just probably weren't in business 10 years ago to have known that this happened. But there was SARS in 2002, there was MERS in 2012, and now this is what they're calling SARS-2 or COVID-19. They were all coronaviruses, and they affected different parts of the world. So this is more of this global pandemic. It's gone across the whole world, but it happens. It does happen, and what I want you to do is be armed and ready should this happen again. So this could create you a whole new business. What you offer to your beauty clients now as an alternative can be offered to them as well in the future. And it's not to replace your physical services in the future. It's to add value to the packages that you have, or as an alternative to some clients that feel you are out of their budget. One of the things I say to my makeup artists and my hairstylists is, if somebody can't afford you, if you have something digital that you could offer them, if they couldn't afford your services physically in person, maybe they would purchase something from you teaching them how to do it because they want your expertise. They just can't afford you in person, but maybe they'd take something digital from you. So I want to think about this outside of the normal box. All right, so how do we do this? Digital products and services. So digital products and services can be created instantly with little or no effort. They can be sold 24/7. They are automated with sales funnels, and they are global. So one of the things I always say is, don't even limit yourself to just providing these products and services online or digitally to your own clients. You could think about this from a global point of view as well. And most of the time as well, products and services that you can create will take zero financial investment. The other thing is that they are a duplicated format, meaning that once you create one, you can then mirror it for other areas of your business as well. We'll talk a bit more about those as we go along. So selling digital products, it's not new. It's not new. There are a number of beauty professionals that you probably look up to who sell digital products along with their face-to-face services. People like the amazing Ray Morris. Everyone knows Ray, right? Some of you may have even met her, attended a class, or maybe even own her brush sets. She is one of the most renowned, influential makeup artists in the world. She's a #1 best-selling author. She has won, I think, Australian Makeup Artist of the Year around 4 times. I could be wrong there. Sorry, Ray, if I'm wrong there. But she was one of the longest serving makeup directors for L'Oreal Paris. And she's been inducted into multiple halls of fame. And I believe she was actually a hairdresser. So she's amazing, but she is the author of books which are now published in 8 languages. She's got her brush line that she sells. She's got a makeup line. She's got her accessories. She teaches masterclasses, which she does online. And if you check this out, she sells digital products. So there are things here that you are able to download from her website. So she teaches digital products. She's done a live Facebook masterclass last year with the Secret Fox Education. So she has a digital side to her business. Another person that some of you might know is Lorna Evans. So Lorna is another amazing Aussie educator. She was the director of many of Australia's major fashion festivals when she worked with L'Oreal. She's presented on stage everywhere. We know her very well in the hair industry. She's a highly acclaimed artist, and she's a business coach, and she has got salons of her own, as well as all of her innovative products that she sells, including her ebooks, her DVDs, her styling tools. And if you look right here, you've got the Lorna Evans Collective, where she has a collective amount of video and teaching that she has online. Again, another person that you would know so well, and she does the same things that we're talking about today, which is creating digital products for her business. Now, some of you may know who this is. This is Sam Villa. Sam Villa is on YouTube. He tells things slightly differently. So his business model is a bit different. He has education on YouTube, and then he sells using his own e-commerce. So he uses his own, has his own shopping store. And again, he's affiliated with Redken, but he has his own store online that he sells his products to. And then the digital side as well to his business is that he has his YouTube channel where he teaches and his team teaches, and then they sell his products and services. So it's a different way of looking at it, but it's another way of having digital products and services as a beauty business owner. Some of you may know this lady as well. This is Eliana Astor. Some of you would know her from her hair tutorials that she has online. She also has a gown line. She has a bridal accessories line. And hey, look, down the bottom here, she also has her monthly subscriptions where she teaches how to do a lot of her style. So again, she has a digital side to her business where she has, I think she's got, it says there 55 tutorials. She may have more than that now. Since I put the slides together, but 55 tutorials where she teaches her updos. So the reason why I want to show you this is because, you know, I want you to, she's worth a fair bit of money these days. And I want you to take note of how she is selling and how all of these people are selling their digital products and services. So what am I talking about here when I'm saying to you about creating digital products and services? I'm talking about ebooks. I'm talking about workbooks, videos, courses. I'm talking about webinars, you know, teaching, memberships. I'm talking about e-commerce, so selling your own product line. So let's break it down. Things like a checklist. So getting ready for your big event. Here's what you need to know. This is what you need to do for the big day. A toolkit, you know, what's in your makeup bag. You know, my hair services, top 5 hair products that you need to have for your wedding day. Now remember, if you've got a toolkit and you're recommending products, if you sell those products, then obviously you want to make sure that these people are downloading this ebook so that you're selling them the products and services that you provide. So, you know, you're linking them to your e-commerce stores. You can do ebooks of step-by-step and how-to guides. We've seen lots of those. And don't forget as well, recipes, ingredients, methods. For those of you who do organic facial skincare, and you're in that line of work, maybe you can create recipes, ingredients for at-home care with natural ingredients. Maybe you've got some methods that they can use at home. So a great ebook with those things would be absolutely awesome. Now you can also do workbooks, things like journals, planners, how-to guides in workbooks, you know, picture books kind of thing. It's another great way of explaining to your clients how they do things at home. You know, and then you can do things like videos, obviously, how-tos. You see a lot of videos over on, you know, YouTube. You can have makeover series. You could create your own little programs and courses if you want to. You could also do some personalized one-on-one. I have a client who is over in Ibiza, and she actually does a class with her private clients, and it's a what's in your makeup bag class. And what she does is she jumps on Zoom and she says to them, okay, show me what's in your makeup bag. And then she goes through and she creates a look using their products. And then she talks to them about the things that they might want to add to their makeup bag and what they need to look for next time. And some of these clients, they come back to her, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 times throughout the year. And then they have an online makeup class. It's absolutely amazing. So that's a personalized one-to-one. You could also do that one-to-many. A lot of my bridal clients now are doing the Zoom session with the bridesmaids, and they're obviously not allowed to go and see them in person. So they're saying, I'm going to teach you how to do your hair and makeup, or particularly makeup. I'm going to teach you guys how to do your makeup, so you can do it on each other or you can do it on yourself. It's really up to you. And they're teaching these bridesmaids to and these brides to be able to have a gorgeous look on their wedding day, even if they can't be there in person. It's not ideal, but it is working. So it is working. And this can be something that could be premium as well. So you can add this on, have something, a unique package for clients. So the other things you can have is a membership. So this is where you might have a bundle where you put a lot of things together. Maybe you do something on a regular basis. So every month you provide something to your clients and they sign up for this membership and they get something in return. And then of course you've got the e-commerce side, which is where you can sell, you can have your online shops for apparel and products. So these are all ways that you can digitize your business. But I want to give you some examples of this, because you've got to understand about how you can perhaps make money with your business. So let's just talk about what Aliana does with her monthly subscription, because it's pretty easy, right? So it's $15 for one person a month. So let's say she just enrolls one person a year into her program, and they stay for the whole 12 months. She's made $180 a year. Now let's say that she managed to enroll 10 people into a monthly subscription. Well, then she's made herself $1,800 a year. Now, when you have a think about that, she created 55 tutorials. Yes, that took her some time, but she created them. She uploaded them to a platform, and now she sells them passively online for $15 a month. And even just by having 10 people enrolled, she's earning $1,800 a year passively, adding that to her bottom line. So it's a pretty good digital income. Now, don't get me wrong. She's I'm sure she's got more than 15 people in her program, or 10 people in her program. She's probably got 100. You can probably definitely add another zero onto that. But I want you to understand that just something as simple as a monthly subscription, a monthly membership, is a great way to digitize the business and have something that is passive. So I'm sure that there are things that you could create for your business that are video based, electronic based, that you could sell to clients over and over again. And I know what you're thinking now. You're thinking to yourself, OMG, Dawn, what could I sell for $15? I'm sure you're thinking that right now. I certainly was. But let me take a look at some figures, because this is my business back in around 2010 when I just had my daughter and I was starting to get, just starting to build up the business. I wanted to show you this with regards to my wedding business. Now, I did pretty well for myself, okay? In weddings, it was great. Averaged about 5 people a wedding, 1 wedding a weekend, $100 a service roughly. And I did do hair and makeup, but I'm just taking it that I did. Let's say I just did hair, and I was earning say $500 a week per wedding. And I did do around 50. I normally did a bit more than that, but let's say, just make this really easy. I made it 52 weeks a year where I earned $500. So that's $26,000 a year. Plus, obviously, I had trials for my weddings. So my yearly income was around 33,000, nearly 34,000, which was equal to this, though. This is the important bit. About every time I had an inquiry, for every 10 inquiries, I would get 3 booked. So I would have, over the course of 12 months, I'd have 170 people would inquire, and I'd book about 50 to book 51. So for every 10 weddings, I'd book 3. So I'd book 51 weddings. I'd book 51 out of 170 inquiries. Now, I know this is a lot of math here, but there's a method to my madness here, so bear with me. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. So let's say that with my physical services, I decided to complement that with some virtual services as well. So I decided I'd offer them a 12-month digital planner, and it gave them recipes and timelines and products that they can have to have a successful wedding days. And it also came with a 12-part email series. So I'd email them every month with some information on having a successful wedding. And let's say I charge $19 for that. And every bride that I booked, 2 out of every 3 brides bought that. Okay. And then 2 out of the other 7 inquiries. So basically what I was saying was, is that I'd have 3 out of 10 inquiries that would become a bride, but 7 didn't. But let's say 2 of those 7 that didn't become my actual bride, they still decided to buy my digital planner. So I would be making around an extra $1,200-$1,300 a year. You're going to have to trust me on these numbers, guys, because there's a lot. Otherwise, you're going to end up getting a headache. But I'd make around $1,300 worth of passive income. Let's say I decided to do another virtual service, which was 4 classes and 4 ebooks online. So it's a step-by-step boho, chic kind of class, and a do your own wedding hair and makeup. And I charged $99. And let's say that the $100 per person, they couldn't afford me. They didn't have $100 per person. So basically, but they thought, well, actually, she's going to teach us how to do that. She's going to teach us how to do a boho look. So if I buy that for me and my wedding party at $99, that's great, because I couldn't afford $500 for all 5 of us to get our makeup done. So we're going to do it ourselves, and I'm just going to pay $99. It happens. Let's say 1 out of my 10 inquiries bought this instead of making a booking with me. So I would have around $1,700 almost in passive income by doing that. Now, let's say I had a big package, right? I was doing a 1-to-1 bride consult. I do a full hair and makeup plan. Let's say I did a Zoom session with them, and then I would do a 1-to-many. So I would consult with the bridal party, and I would give them all of these amazing plans as well, and perhaps I'd limit it to say 4 bridesmaids, and then I do a how-to video with looks, and I do consults and emails and practicing stuff. And I made this big package, and I sold it for $397. And for every 20 inquiries, so not even every 10, for 1 in every 20 inquiries would buy that. So in total, if 1 in every 20 inquiries bought that, I could add on another $3,300 to my income. Now, here's where it gets good. This is what we want to see, really. Every year in my business, in my physical business, for my physical services, I was making $33,800. And then just by having these digital products to sell as well, I made an additional $6,330, which meant that my income every year had a value of $40,000. Now, I didn't do this. I'm not telling you that I did this. But this is what I've learned over the years by changing my digital business, as having my digital business on the side. I do things slightly different, but I have my physical services and I have my digital business, which is Bridal Business School. So this is how, though, you could complement your physical services as a beauty professional. As I said, this is basically for a bride, but it's kind of fill in the blank. If you think about what your clients need from you, what could you do for them that is digital, that could create you? You could have consults with them online. You can give them full beauty makeovers online. There are ways that you can do this. You just have to think in a different way. This is where, you could really make a lot from the business and from the digital, from going digital. Digital products and services, they allow freedom and stability to become really possible in your business. Like I said, what happens when you can't see your clients face to face? So I want to show you this, because there are some crazy things that people sell online. I mean, yes, okay, we've got apps and we've got books and we've got art lessons, but there are chore charts. We have coloring book pages, clip art designs. There are things like knitting patterns that sell online. There are logos, Lightroom and Photoshop. Maybe you're good at photography, Lightroom and Photoshop presets. You've got meditations that people buy. Obviously, we've got software, we've got recipe books, wedding planning, baby shower planning, video animation. There is just so much digital content out there. You can draw out these things and think, how could I make that work for me? in my beauty business. And you know what? I wish somebody had told me how to do this 10 years ago. I really do, because I would have been doing exactly that for my hair and beauty business. I just went a different route and decided to teach business over hair and beauty itself. But it's such an amazing industry that we are in, that we can create digital products and services. Now, let me just show you this, because I like to be transparent in my business. So before we go, I want to just show you a few things that happened to me. Now, when I first created my ebook, I used Microsoft Word and I drafted the content, and then I saved it as a PDF, and I sold my very first book. And with 9 months, I'd made $154.58, and I was wrapped with that. Now, I'm laughing now because it's quite funny, because, you know, you'd hope that you make a little bit more than $154. But you know what? I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't have someone like me teaching me how to do it. But you know what? It's nothing to be sniffed at. Like, I'm happy with $154. I mean, I'm not going to say no. You're not going to turn it down. But here's what I did. I made 23 sales. So I made an ebook and I sold it 23 times. That's the point I'm trying to make there. Yes, it was a cheap ebook and it only made me $154. But the fact is that I made it once and I sold it online passively 23 times. So that's interesting. All right, so in 2000, and I'm going to make this bigger for you guys. In 2018 was when I kind of started to take a little bit of a step forward in the amount of content that I was producing. So I was producing more ebooks, and you can see between September and December 2018, I made around $2,500 selling my digital ebooks. There was a couple of workbooks in there as well, but it wasn't anything major. It wasn't certainly any of my courses and programs. But you know, it was great. I do them once, you know, and then I repeat cycles. So 1 month I might create one product, and then I would rinse and repeat a couple of months later. So I was selling these products over and over again. And I say products, as I said, mostly ebooks, a couple of mini video trainings. But this isn't my big programs. This is the small stuff. But you can see my revenue increased. Just more I started to move along, I increased my revenue. So I got to around October 2019, so 12 months on, and you know, learning a bit more about my business. But I managed to up my passive income to it being around $7,000 a year, which was great. You know, it was okay. I was pretty happy with that. Now, and I tell you this because my digital business has really taken off. So I want to just show you this, because I made some big shifts in 2018, 2019. The first thing is I got out of my comfort zone and I collaborated and masterminded with some of the most amazing educators that are around. Some of you would hear from them here. People like Martha Mock, she's the Queen of Speed. Makeup artist extraordinaire, Sue McLaurin, who owns the Bridal Beauty Pro app. If any of you have the Bridal Beauty Pro app, I collaborated with a lot with Sue. She's amazing. Simone Waters, who has the brand Mac Pro Australia, and lawyer turned brand owner of Iridis Cosmetics, Peter Gay McLaughlin. Also an amazing lady called Gretchen Mauer. She's a certified clarity coach and longtime hairstylist over in the States. She's the creator of the updosystem.com. All of these amazing women in our industry formed a massive part of my mindset shift in the industry. And, you know, it's great because, you know, these women are absolutely fantastic. They are not my competition. They are totally my ally. Even a lot of us teach the same things. But we always speak about our programs and courses not clashing. I advertise them in the Bridal Business magazine. But it's just fantastic to be among the most brilliant business women. And you know what, doing this, just by making that shift and collaborating with these amazing educators, really changed my perspective on what I was doing in my business. And in fact, it was many of them that encouraged me to contact Beauty Expo about what I'm doing right now. And that is how I got to be on stage from these amazing women who had so much encouragement and connections, and told me, you should be on stage. Why aren't you teaching this stuff live? Why haven't we seen you at Beauty Expo? Contact them. This is who you need to contact. These are the people that had my back. It was absolutely amazing. The second shift I made was I actually invested a lot of money in my business education. And we do a lot to invest in our skills. And I want to encourage every one of you out there to think about not just the fact of investing in your skill, but to invest in your business education as well. Make sure that you know what you're doing with your social media and digital marketing. It's really important. It's great knowing what you do and how you do it and being an absolute pro, but if you can't promote yourself and promote your business, then how are you going to get clients? So I want to encourage you to invest money in your business education. The last thing I did was I actually invested in some software to help me. And the reason why I'm sharing with you about the software, well, I'll show you in a sec, but I want you to understand that sometimes there are investments that you need to make into your business in order to move it forward. And I certainly made those investments. I did them wisely. And they've paid off dividends right now. Now, fast forward again. So from August 2019, I launched the Bridal Business Secrets Challenge, and I used this program called ClickFunnels. Now, it's not cheap. It's about $150 a month, and that's just the software. It's like a starting price, but I use it instead of a website. It works for me exactly the same way as a website, only better. But this is basically how I run my programs now. And I launched my first challenge. Now, I did the ClickFunnels. I did a free trial with them because I thought, what if this doesn't work? How am I going to make money? All right, I'm going to just try it. So I invested in it. I ran my challenge, which was a digital challenge. It was a 30-day challenge, and it was daily videos, daily downloads, and lots of information to grow a bridal business. And here's what happened when I did these. And I remember I'd made those shifts. I'd made those shifts in my mind and in my business, and I'd spent some money to learn what I needed to learn. Yeah. I made between the 19th of August and the 2nd of September, which is what? 14 days, a total of $1,000. So in 2 weeks, I'd made $1,000. I'd spent a year, just over a year, making $7,000, and then now I've just made $1,000 in 2 weeks. And I thought to myself, that didn't really happen. And let me tell you this, I ran it again. I used the same kind of principles, and I ran it again for a different program. I did exactly the same thing about a month later. So it definitely worked. But what I want to say is this: you need to do what I call my 3 C's in order to create revenue like this from small and big digital products. Just like, your service-based business, you really need to understand these 3 C's. So number 1 is competition. You need a target market. You need to understand, if I'm going to put my business online, if I'm going to start selling my beauty knowledge online, who are going to be the people that buy it? That's the important thing. And then once you know that, everything that you create is going to stand out because it's specific to that market, and that means you're going to get lots of attention. The second C, is client attraction. So client attraction is all about how you're going to get eyeballs on your content. What are you going to use to show off the products and services? So we're going to use ads, you're going to use social media, digital marketing, which would be things like a podcast or a blog or perhaps videos. And then obviously a sales funnel. We want a sales funnel to move them through and actually make money. So we want to get qualified leads to our business. And then last of all, how are you going to convert them? So how are you going to convert those brides? Conversion is important. How are we going to convert those beauty clients, not just brides, those beauty clients, into actually paying customers? And we do that by having an email list of potential buyers and then having some kind of online platform to deliver the content. Now, I have the ClickFunnels platform. That's where I deliver my content. That's where I have my digital products and services. That definitely is what has helped me have all my content in one place, that my clients can log into my membership area and they can download all of my work in one place, all of my videos, all of my downloads, they're all in the one place. But you need to know where you're going to have that. How am I going to convert them into actually becoming a customer? How am I going to make it really, really easy for them to just say yes, make it a no-brainer? you have to think a little bit outside the box. It doesn't have to be a radical change that you make in your business. It really just means that you have to think outside the box. I want to leave you with this. Nothing has been easy for the beauty industry lately. So here are my 3 pieces of advice. Number 1, you really do need courage, support, and a community to encourage you to take the leap, to do something different, to get out of your comfort zone. Number 2, you need guidance, education, and mentorship. You have to learn from the right people to be successful. Don't be afraid to reach out to people that you look up to, that you admire, that you really want to learn from. Reach out from them and get their guidance, get their education. See if they'll take you under their wing. You've got to learn from the right people, because the right people will steer you in the right direction. And last of all, so number 3 is you really must invest in the right tools and the products, no matter the cost. Now, what I mean there is that we spend money on our hair and beauty education. We do that because we know that we need to have the right tools and the products to create our hair and beauty services. But you have to think about your business, the educational side of your business, the digital side of your business in the same way. I need the right tools and the right products to invest in my business, no matter the cost, because I know then that I'm providing the best service to my clients that they could ever wish for. Guys, thank you so much for spending the time with me today. If you would like a copy of my book, it's called 8 Ways to Make Money in Addition to Your Face-to-Face Service. You can go to bridalbusinessschool.com to download that.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed the presentation today. Thank you to Beauty Expo for letting me be a part of it. Thank you for you guys for watching, and I hope that you take care of yourself and think about the things that you can do to move your beauty business forward in the future. Take care, everyone. Look after yourselves. See you again soon.